Yes, a woman who had been abused.
All stating there have been no incidents.
Belgium, where there are all those child abuse murders lately.
We're watching the abuse that's taking place in a room.
No. Substance abuse, alcohol.
Oh, no, God.
You should have heard the shit Kay told me about him, how he abused
He
her.
might have pushed him. Because he wasn't abused.
The state removed you from 3 because of serious physical abuse.
That you yourself were physically abused.
Pray God you do not abuse it.
Trying to save the life of a dying woman. Yes, a woman who had been abused by Monsignor Philippe Saint-Evremont.
Of habeas corpus and freedom of the press. Abuser of state rights.
Lincoln really were a tyrant, Mr. Wood.
By comparison, we have affidavits from 13 women, all stating there have been no incidents of abuse at Pearson.
That is not true.
I'd have the good sense not to... Hey, hang on. Is Belgium where there are all those child abuse murders lately? And I do know a Belgian joke.
I try and fit in with the other men who are watching the abuse that's taking place in a room.
The men are all connected to a camera.
Something we can help with? Stress, depression?
No. It's no.
Substance abuse, alcohol?
Oh, no, God. Eric, no, it's nothing like that.
Yeah, Walter. But he's a patsy, Will. And besides, he deserves it. You should have heard the shit Kay told me about him, how he abused her.
Yeah, but these are cops, you know, Walter. They're not...
Yeah, he's probably capable. He's an animal, isn't he?
Do you think he might have pushed him? Because he was an abused dog.
It might be.
Also aware that you've been through several foster homes. The state removed you from 3 because of serious physical abuse. You know, another judge might care, but you hit a cop.
And very bravely, I must say, that you yourself were physically abused.
And sexually, yes.
Which is far more uncommon, usually.
We place our trust in you. Pray God you do not abuse it.
Normal. It's a form of emotional abuse.
Why not?
You never asked me. What's the problem? Was he sexually abusing the hamsters or something?
He never hit me.
What?
He was a gentleman. He never abused me. I wished he'd lived forever.
Bless you.
America's public enemy number 1 in the United States is drug abuse. In order to fight and defeat this enemy...
Girl. You know, she told me that she'd been abused before. So I says, well, once more won't make any difference then.
Of Neil's parents. It was Mr. Keating's blatant abuse of his position as teacher that led directly to Neil Perry's death.
And then you guys pull a gun, try to kill me, and you physically abuse me. I want my lawyer.
Oh,
You ain't no waiter.
Every white lawman who abuses the law to terrorize.
Mr. Playing.
I don't have to take this abuse from you. I got hundreds of people dying to abuse me.
I know, you're a big celebrity now. You have...
I will not be subjected to criminal abuse.
T. Mid-30s, white, marginally employed, sexually abused as a kid. Are you serious? On paper, this guy should be in jail already.
Katie Markham was not sexually abused, you see?
It was all over now. We'd abused every rule that Vegas lived by. Burning the locals.
I've been spat on and shut on and raped and abused. I know that I am dying and I wish
They looked in every corner of this guy's life, from a spousal abuse charge to shoplifting to a traffic ticket he got once.
Conversation with Eric McLeish the other day. Turns out he's been settling abuse cases with the Archdiocese for years.
You really want to talk about
See anything you like, I almost fucking shot you. And you're not indulging in self-abuse, are you? I hope you're not turning into one of them sob sisters.
I'll answer that.
My sister may receive it much more worse to have her gentleman abused, assaulted.
Come away.
There's Smith!
But the one thing that I know about you is that you would never use people or abuse their goodwill and intelligence like they think you've just done to them.
We trusted you, gave you the freedom of our village, and you abused that trust.
You have a history of juvenile arrests, I presume, drug abuse, reform school, state prisons, and all that?
You ain't talking to this guy. I want a lawyer. Is there a lawyer now?
Who's not in the dumpster, babe?
I don't want to find a little kid after they've been abused for 3 days.
So have I.
Yeah, well, I've been cloyed more than I've been abused.
And so have I.
Well, yeah, well...
That can happen when you're not the son your father hoped you'd be, despite his verbal abuse and beatings. And
of God. If would he abuse the house of God?
The theft of resources, the general incompetence, the abuse of their children. Did they beat you, like Marcus Eaton's kid?
Abel, I really think you shouldn't use a word like Nazi as a form of abuse on the second generation. We are not responsible for the sins of our parents.
Him in the face with an all, fair enough. I don't blame her after a lifetime of abuse. We're all tired of old men who think they're entitled. How do you know?
Quinlan never took $1 in his
Most
life.
are honest, yes. But even some of the honest men abuse their power in other ways.
Come in, Hank.
Of that unit over a period of 2 weeks, explaining to him the graphic details sexual abuse he suffered at the hands of Archbishop Rushman.
Quiet.
And isn't it also true?
I gotta get in shape now. Too much sitting has ruined my body. Too much abuse has gone on for too long. From now on, it'll be 50 push-ups each morning.
Excellent. Not very hospitable, but harmless. And speaking of hospitality, may I say that you have abused mine for the last time?
Well, how's that?
You've continuously disobeyed my...
Why don't you hit her in the head with a bat, huh?
She stole my wife.
Yeah, but how much abuse you want to take?
I hit her enough. What am I supposed to do?
Tell the fuck.
Great feeling of accomplishment came over me. I didn't write a vitriolic, well-reasoned piece about judicial abuse that would wind up just so much verbiage accomplishing nothing.
We thank the General.
Now don't abuse the privilege, men.
The life we live is royal in the U.S.
You don't give AZT to somebody with a broken immune system. It's toxic.
If you're abusing it like you did and you're just taking it without any medical surveillance, of course it is.
It was like being abused all over again. Only this time it was by you.
He's got a right to do as he pleases there.
But what if he decided to sell drugs at his home or engage in child abuse in his home? Yeah.
Because those actions don't fit within...
Rotten in Denver.
Denmark.
That too, but it's abandonment, it's abuse, it's my uncle put his ping-ping in my papa, and then they all come out here. I mean, it's literally like someone...
But then I read your file. Up in St. Paul, you were fired for verbally abusing your players.
I don't use profanity. I was just trying to motivate some boys who...
Married. And listen, you know, whatever he says, be sure to factor in 30 years of substance abuse.
For the 6 indicators of satanic involvement. Obsession with death, satanic paraphernalia, kidnapping, sexual abuse, cannibalism, and cremation.
And I believe...
Squad, sir. She was ill and coughing from the abuse of you and your men. She shouldn't have even been there to jeopardize your position.
Older than all of us here. And I will not abuse you with too many questions. Did you ever...
The old babushka. I remember I spent months of allowance on that.